The strategic decisions of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Valery Zaluzhny, helped the country to withstand the onslaught of the Russian army. The general was also the person who personally directed the bold, effective counterattacks of the Ukrainian army, especially in Kharkov recently. The latest edition of Time magazine has a picture of General Valery Zaluzhny on the front page. The article mentions many aspects related to the career, personality, and influence of the Supreme General of Ukraine. The strategic decisions of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Valery Zaluzhny, helped the country withstand the onslaught of the Russian army, especially in the early stages of the war. Zaluzhny is the brilliant military mind his country needs. His leadership helped Ukraine's armed forces adapt quickly to the war against Russia. US General Mark Milley commented on his Ukrainian counterpart in May last year in Time magazine, forged during years of fighting Russia on the Eastern Front. General Zaluzhny is part of a new generation of Ukrainian leaders who have learned to command flexibility and delegate decision-making authority to commanders on the ground. His careful preparation in the war against Russia and wise battlefield tactics in the early stages of the war helped Ukraine hold Kiev and many other important cities against the onslaught of the Russians, causing Moscow to narrow its conquest target to the Donbass region, in the eastern part of the country. "We cannot let Kiev fall," Zaluzhny told Time. However, perhaps the most topical and compelling detail right now is General Zaluzhny's pivotal role in the recent counteroffensive by the Ukrainian army in Kharkov, in the northeastern part of the country. The operation helped Kiev regain more than 6,000 square kilometers of territory and caused many Russian military units to hastily withdraw from their positions. In fact, Ukraine has both managed to withstand the onslaught of Russia and questioned how to regain territories controlled by Russian forces. And then the Ukrainian authorities began to publicize their plans to launch a counterattack in the south. Russia was immediately attracted and prepared to deal with the potential counterattack of the Ukrainian army. The most capable Russian forces began to concentrate on southern Ukraine to strengthen their positions. On August 29, the Ukrainian military announced that the long-awaited counteroffensive to regain territory in southern Ukraine had begun, according to the Times. Then, a few days later, the Ukrainian army simultaneously launched a surprise counterattack in the northeast of the country. The Russians were caught off guard. Many Russian military units are said to have fled, leaving their weapons and equipment behind. That is why the Ukrainian army has recovered a lot of equipment and ammunition abandoned by Russian soldiers, including some really valuable spoils. Ukraine liberated many cities, towns, and villages covering more than 6,000 square kilometers in less than 2 weeks and cut off supply lines, destroying Russian supply chains. The success of Ukrainian forces in the counterattack on Kharkov has a great leadership role of General Zaluzhny, according to Time. Despite his Soviet training, General Zaluzhny paid great attention to the Western military structure model and tried to learn from the armed forces of the United States and other NATO countries. In particular, while leading Ukrainian forces fighting the Russians since the annexation of Crimea in 2014, Mr. Zaluzhny has focused on developing junior officers and encouraging them to make decisions faster, giving commanders more authority in the field. In addition, intelligence and advanced weapons provided by the West to Ukraine also contributed significantly to the victory of the Ukrainian army. They, Western intelligence, told us where the enemy was, how many of them were there and what they kept there, said General Reznikov. Then we will attack, Reznikov said. Jeffrey Edmonds, a former CIA analyst and now a Russia expert at the US National Security Council, commented, "The Ukrainians have shown that tactical level operations are much better distributed. They are also much more disciplined.